right. Good afternoon, Flora-Bama Nation. My name is Brandon Parnell, and I'm the Director of Entertainment here at the Flora-Bama. And today, joining us for our Artist Spotlight Series is none other than Big Earl, Jack Robertson. He's one of the funniest guys that I've ever met in my life, and he's a pretty decent entertainer. So I wanted to introduce you to the world, Jack, like no one knows you already. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, how old you are? I know you're older than hell, but...
Yeah, I'm older than dog poop, but so I was born in Fort Worth, Texas. I only lived there for a little while, then moved to Arkansas.
Dardanelle?
Dardanelle,
you moved
Arkansas.
Straight to Dardanelle?
Home of the mighty fighting
sand lizards. He was a sand lizard in high school. They're very intimidating mascot.
Yeah, and I don't mean to brag, but I started in all sports because we never had enough. Went out for the team.
I was about to say,
so
what was the size of the school?
Everybody got to play.
Half an A?
We had 11 on the football team. No, it's a great little town. I loved it in Dardanelle.
Well, who else is from Dardanelle? And John Daly from Dardanelle?
Yeah, he sure is. He sure is. John Daly. Yeah, I taught him how to golf.
I was about to say, y'all are a lot alike. Did you not date his sister?
For a little while when I was 15, but she dumped me, like after a week.
You're used to it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Started off things right for you in life. John Daly's sister dumped you.
Yeah, she had my first girlfriend, I think, when I was 14 or 15. I can't remember, but it didn't go over. I don't know. She just wouldn't let me come over anymore, or talk to me, or call me. So I think I got dumped.
I'm pretty sure that's an accurate assessment, man. So you grew up in Dardanelle, Arkansas, home of the mighty fighting sand lizards. Mm-hmm. And tell me about how in Dardanelle at one point in time or another, you obviously became a musician. How did that go down?
Yeah, I started playing like little VFWs and stuff when I was 15 years old. And making $60 a night is $120 a weekend. A lot of cash.
Big money for a kid.
Oh man!
Back in those days, the 40s.
Yeah.
Just after the Great Depression.
Yes, soon as I get my
it's
horse,
a dust bowl.
Feed my horse and head to work. But yeah, I was making $120 a week back then, and my stepdad was driving a truck for Valmac Chicken, which it's Tyson now, but and he was bringing home $118 a week.
Ooh, he's probably a little bitter about you knocking down 120 as a musician.
That's why he took damn near all of it from me every week.
He taxed you.
He did.
Living at home, you get taxed.
Yeah, he did. But, so I moved out.
So, but you honed your skills as an artist early in life. Like, I mean, how would you say? When were you proficient? When did you become a musician that was worthy of being on stage? What age?
I will tell you this. So I played all 15. Played all the weekends at VFWs and dances and different clubs, and then got a job in Branson, Missouri when I was 20 years old, and playing guitar. Not playing too much guitar, but doing mainly singing, but playing guitar. So I had a professional gig, and so I decided I better take a guitar lessons. So I went in and take my first lessons. He said, "This is at a G scale," and I said, "What the hell is a G scale?" And it embarrassed me so bad I never went back. But
this pre or post Dog Patch USA?
That's right during Dog Patch, because I worked at Dog Patch 5 shows a day, 5 30-minute shows a day.
So can you tell everybody what Dog Patch is?
What Dog Patch was,
USA?
For all you old farts, were Daisy Mae and Little Abner. They had a little cartoon. The older people know. Well, they had a theme park, and so I worked at 5 30-minute shows a day up in the barn on top of the hill, and we'd come out, "Hey, howdy doody time. Hey, how you doing?" You know. Hated it. But anyway, I worked in Branson at night after that. Yeah, so we had I was busy making pretty good money back then. I went to school during the day also. That was summertime when we worked at Dog Patch, but I worked at Branson year round. But I went to school during the day the other time for heating and air. And
gonna be an HVAC man.
Yeah. I got out.
Freon.
Graduated, never did do it.
Really?
Yeah, just never. I made more money playing music.
You still know anything about it?
No.
That doesn't surprise me
I
at
can't
all.
think of it. No, but that's how I did. No, went to work there in Branson 6 years. Left there, and I came down here to Alabama to open up a Sonic drive-in in Foley.
I knew this. Most people out there, I don't think, actually understand or realize that you had experience in this world, man. So you came down here to open up a Sonic in Foley, Alabama, and ended up staying in Foley, Alabama. But kind of talk about your involvement with Sonic and your restaurant experience.
Well, so when I was in high school, I worked at a Sonic drive-in, and I was damn good too. I could flip burgers. I mean, I don't mean to brag, Brandon, but I had.
They didn't put you on skates out front?
They wouldn't let me go out front. They wouldn't let me talk on the speaker a lot. Can I take your order? They frowned upon that. Corporate. But anyway, I worked there. I worked there, and then the owner, Eddie Klutz, said, "Hey, I'm building a Sonic down in Foley, Alabama. I'd like for you to help manage it." And I said, "Foley?" He said, "Yeah, down by the beach." I said, "Alabama doesn't have a beach?" He said, yes, it does. So moved down here, and instead of calling it Sonic, he called it Eddie's Old Fashioned Burgers. It's not there now. But so I came down here, and that's how I got to know this area. And worked here for a year. Then I went back, and then I came back a bit.
So you stayed a whopping year down here.
Yeah.
But that's when you got your taste of Alabama's Gulf Coast.
Yeah, I loved it. I knew I had to come back.
What year was that around?
That was about,
80s?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was still underdeveloped down here, relatively speaking.
Oh yeah, I didn't have anything.
Things have changed.
Nothing was down here.
Before we get too far along, I want you to speak to something, because I don't know if a lot of people out there know or understand this, but Jack actually encountered some real hardships as a kid, and I think that it's important for us to let people know that it can be done. You can overcome some really tough stuff in life, and Jack certainly has. Most people don't know you started out life as a kid with braces on your legs. Is that not true?
Yeah, well, I didn't start out that way. I mean, I was fine for a while, and about 9 years old, it got to where I couldn't walk. It would hurt real bad. And I had something wrong with me. I forgot the name of it. I was young, and I just couldn't remember the name. But anyways, a bone deficiency in my leg. And my left leg was a little shorter than my right leg, and my bone wasn't developed the way it should have been. And so I was in a hospital several months, and then wore braces for a couple of years, and the crutches, wheelchair stuff. And it was just exactly like that Forrest Gump brace with the spring on it and the clodhopper shoe.
You were Mini Gump?
Mini Gump. I still look hot though. I could play kickball. I could kick the hell out of that kickball that built up the shoe.
So how'd you get out of them?
Just took them off.
Did you really?
No. So you got time for a little funny story?
Yes, come on.
This is one of my best stories. So the doctor said you got to keep all the weight off your leg, and so they had the spring that kept most of it off, and it built up shoe, and it was, it was when I sat down, I used to have to do that, and it was, still brace. So we go to the doctor said, if you keep going the way you are, you can take it off in about 6 months. And I said, awesome. So we go to see my grandmother in Fresno, California. And we get there that day, and she takes me to church on a Wednesday night, and it was, I think it's the Pentecostal Assembly of God or something like that. They don't play around there.
Oh, yeah.
And next thing I know, these people were picking me up and carrying me up front and started squeezing my head real tight and throwing water on me and stuff, and screaming, and took my brace off and told me to stand up and walk to them. Hell, I knew I could walk. I just wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to keep the weight off. And they kept going, walk to me. So I got up and walked to them. I mean, it hurt. I mean, I wobbled and stuff, and everybody started jumping over benches and passing out. And I guess they thought they saw a miracle. And I believe in miracles, but that wasn't one that day. But I didn't have the heart to tell them that I could walk. So next thing I knew, they took my brace and nailed it on a wall where the leather strap is that you sit on. And Grandma took me home, and Mom said, "Where's Jackie's brace?" And she said, "Well, he can walk." She said, "I know he can walk. Where's his brace?" So Mom was pretty irate. We had to go to the preacher's house, and he unlocked the church. And we had to pull the brace off the wall, and it messed up my leather strap, and Easter Seals had to buy another one for me because we couldn't afford it. It was pretty bad. Preacher was mad, Mom was mad, everybody's mad, and I was just sitting there with my tore up brace.
It was a miracle. Speaking of miracles, You actually had a record deal in Nashville at one point.
That
in time.
was a miracle.
So I know some folks out there have seen some of the videos and heard some of the stuff. And actually, you were freaking awesome songwriter. You're an awesome songwriter now. The stuff you did then was very market relevant and certainly quality material. I still think it was a miracle. But if you can, just tell everybody how you encountered your record deal and what that looked like and who you were there with at that time and why it all went away.
Well, I can go right to the end part. Went away because of talent. Apparently it wasn't
Went away
enough.
because you sucked.
Yeah, because I sucked a little bit, per se. But no, I went after Branson. I went to work and I'd always go back to school for something else. But so I thought, let me give Nashville a try because I want to be a writer. And so I went to Nashville to be a writer, and they said, hey, I'll give you a record, sign you a publishing deal. And the guy said, who's singing the songs? And I said, me. He said, you want an artist deal? Yeah. But then, and then I got but I went with the Step One Records. They just had a top 15 record on a guy named Clinton Gregory, and they gave me a better deal. A full album and three videos. Right? Yeah, and three videos. And so I went with them, a smaller company, probably shouldn't have done it, but we released 3 videos on CMT and they didn't do anything.
Seen one with
3 singles.
Nice puppets, very beautiful puppets.
Yeah, oh yeah, beautiful puppets.
Booty Bumpin' Dancing Fool.
That was one of them, yeah.
Right.
But anyway, my song sucked, production sucked, singing wasn't that good. It was during a line dancing craze. They picked my worst songs after They Can Break Your Heart thing. Crap come out, and they lost a lot of money on me. I don't know who invested my doing that.
Yeah,
but I was doing real
like
music back then. Yeah, but I had fun.
So, and then one of your videos, Come Get Us Mama, We're in Trouble with the Law, featured, who was in the video?
Oh, Enos, off the Dukes of Hazzard.
Enos from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, and he asked me not to pick up a beer bottle during the video because he had a,
Because he's going to lose his street cred?
Yeah. I said, all right. But he's a real nice guy. Had a good time, man. It was a lot of fun. We had the bus. We toured, went all over the place. Had a great time. It just didn't radio stations just didn't play me.
Your radio reps must have not been that good.
Yeah, probably.
Surely that's what it was.
I think that's what it was.
Had nothing to do with the content.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure. So we talked about it a little while, about you making your way down to this part of the world and ended up in Foley, Alabama. But how did you specifically end up at the Flora-Bama? I know that we talked about it before, but how did you get here? What were you doing at that point in time? And what did the Bama look like during that time frame?
Well, there's nothing around here really too much. I came down here a few times, thought, what a cool place, but it was a roadhouse. A roadhouse. And
like almost worthy of chicken wire on the stage.
Yeah, and great players. Great players. I thought, man, what?
That still hasn't changed. Tons of great players down
and
here.
I thought this is awesome, and I tried to get a little gig down here and didn't get a gig, and then but after I got back from Nashville, I went back to school again. But a guy named John Joyner saw me in the music store and said that Donna Slater was looking for someone to play with her here at the Bama, and I thought, okay, I don't have to sing or anything, just play guitar. And I said, oh, hell yeah, sign me up. So I came down here and I thought I'll play, a couple, 3 weeks or a month. But I had so much fun. It'll be 25 years in January and I'm still here.
That's incredible. So when you started playing with Donna, I'm assuming that was Jezebel's Chillin' at that point.
Jezebel Chillin',
so
yeah.
Who all was in the band?
Larry Strickland and Kathy Pace.
And you.
Yeah.
Donna Slater, of course.
Oh, God, man, that was... And I remember asking Donna, I said, what day to rehearse? What's rehearsal day? She started laughing. I said, we don't rehearse. I said, we don't.
And there was a no drinking rule in the band too, right?
Oh God, I got it. It's right off the bat. She's got like Crown, and Kathy got Crown, and no telling what Larry had before he got over here.
I was about to say, I don't think he was the drinking.
So Donna and Kathy corrupted me, and Larry.
I can see that.
But boy, I had a good time.
You're still corrupted.
What a great band, great singers. They were all.
That was a great band. It has a historical band at this place, and at that point in time, there were a lot fewer acts than there are now. But people still come here. to listen to Jezebels and to listen to other acts that were taking place at that point in time. But the stories that I've heard are absolutely raucous. So you got here, you got on stage with Jezebels. You were a guitar player, and then at some point in time, you started doing a solo thing, right?
Yeah, after the hurricane, I mean, there's nowhere to play really, and told Donna, I said, well, I'd like to play, solo. I do a solo every now and then on Wednesdays. I used to do a lot of Snowbird Wednesday stuff.
As most musicians know and all entertainers know, there's an art to engaging a crowd, and I think it's very obvious that you've mastered that art, and it shows on Friday and Saturday nights in the Dome at 5:30. It's pretty incredible to watch you do what you do up there. If you can, just tell us a little bit about how you go about managing a crowd and engaging an audience and keeping them involved in your show. How does that work for you?
Well, probably one thing that helped me was working in Branson for 6 years. You learn a lot there. But what helped me more than anything is when I started doing a single here. The single was a thing that worked for me because it was all on you. You really had to pay attention. You had no one else to rely on.
It's either thrive or die.
Yeah. And you have to, and you just read the crowd, look at the crowd. If I did a one song and they didn't like it by applause, or you could tell, I wasn't going to do another one just like it.
You're digging for something else.
Or if they wasn't into it all, I'd cut it short a lot of times. And it just takes a while to learn that. Of course, now we just have fun. I decided, hey, a long time ago, I decided I'm just going to have fun, and I want everyone to have fun. If they do, great. If they don't, I'm still going to have fun. And that's what I do. I think my show has turned into a little bit of the Jerry Springer musical hour, what I call it. And that's what I love about the Bama. You can have all class of people.
Yeah.
I mean, all class of people, all walks of life, and everyone's just the same, having fun. And it's always been that way. I've never in my life. And when I was on the road, we played everywhere, and I can't think of any place in the U.S. that I've played that's even compares to Florida.
I can't either. I think it's one of the coolest things about the Bama is the dynamics that exist here in terms of our customer base and the individuals who come here to enjoy this place. And Jack certainly has become a staple. In fact, all too often we get emails and phone calls and a lot of correspondence from those groups that come down here on an annual basis, want to know when Big Earl is playing and when they can make sure that they see him and kind of base their vacations around it. And you're our Friday and Saturday night go-to guy, and your band is incredible. And I just want you to know that I admire the hell out of you, man. I think that you're one of the best entertainers I've ever known, and you're one of the greatest guys I've ever known. Most people don't know you're a really good dude.
I want to know. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, it's kind of you to say those kind words because we share an office together, and he doesn't talk that nice to me in the office.
So
I think you call me most time.
Most of the time.
Get me a pencil.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
It's usually something along those lines.
Something like that.
Right. Yeah. Try not to talk down to you.
When I hear someone say Big Earl, I mean it. I really think I really believe my name is Earl now. It just, I've had it so long, whether I'm at the post office, hey Earl, hey, what are you doing?
It's your fault.
Well, I know, because I was teaching cardiac ultrasound at the time, and my daughters were young too, and I didn't want my students to know, because I've recorded 16 Big Earl CDs, including "Don't Bring Herpes Home for Christmas."
The smash hit.
The smash hit.
Don't bring herpes home for Christmas.
The classic. And I thought, I don't want my students to know some of the lyrics that I'm doing, and I wouldn't let them come out here. And then I didn't want my daughters to know, but they found out, and then their friends thought it was
so
cool.
But once your students graduated,
I'd let them come out.
Greenlit them into coming out here, right?
Yeah. But, yeah, and I mean, every now and then one would sneak out with, 19, 20-year-old kids, I'd sneak out and glasses on and a wig, and I'd catch them, and then the whole class wouldn't get a curve, and they'd be pissed off at them.
So you were a sonographer for a while?
Oh, yeah. I worked at the hospital for years, for cardiology office, and I taught for 10 years.
So he's actually intelligent. I know that's hard to believe, but...
I wouldn't say that. It's just nobody else wanted the job.
Right. That's
nobody wanted the job. But anyway, it's funny, but my daughter told me, my oldest one is 30 now, and she told me at 18 years old, she said, "Daddy, I was walking across the parking lot at school today, And all these guys were at this pickup truck laughing with the door open. I went over in there listening to the music. Some guy singing this sort of nasty song, but funny too. I listened and said, "Who's that?" They said, "That's Big Earl." And she goes, "That's my daddy." They said, "No, that's Big Earl." So I don't know about Big Earl, that's my daddy. So she come home and asked me, and I said, "That's me." So next thing I know, is about a week later, I found out she found out where my CDs were. I'd hid in my closet and was handing them out to people at school, and then she became a little bit popular, I think.
You were trying to hide it, man.
Because her dad's singing about.
Speaking about your CDs, while we're here, tell everybody where they can go to download your music or to buy any merch. Send them in that direction, man. Everybody wants it all the time, so let's take the opportunity to tell them where to go to do it.
All right, so I think by October the 20th, I'll have my brand new website up. And it's alabamabigearl.com. That's what I have right now. You can go to it right now, alabamabigearl.com, and you can get t-shirts, hats, and you can also download my music. And I used to sell it online, the CDs, but that went down the tank, and my daughter told me something about download, which is pretty cool.
Now you can download individual songs.
Yeah, I didn't know they've been doing that for years.
So they don't have to buy all your crap. They can go in and get the good songs.
Yeah, I know. But you can go download my stuff or get a hat and t-shirt, and once again, that stuff is non-refundable. Once you buy it, it is. That's it. As is.
It's an as-is sale. You can also get his merchandise and CDs at the Flora-Bama on Friday and Saturday nights at 5:30 in the Dome. Incredible guy, outstanding performer. One of my best buddies, and just truly a gem in this area, and we're lucky to have you, Jack. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you guys tuning in with us today for the Flora-Bama Artist Spotlight. Come and see us soon. Thank you all. Talk later.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's fun.